Hi everybody, welcome to the Manifold channel. Today we're going to take a look at the wonderful new info pane. There's been a lot of progress in Manifold in the last few weeks, and a big part of that progress has been a new arrangement of panes that allows us to dock panes to the left of the screen as we have them here, or dock them to the right of the screen as well. And let's take a look at that. We're working with Manifold System Release 9, and everything that you see that we're going to do today you can do in the free viewer, so download viewer and try this out at home for free with your own data. And what we're going to work with this data set right here, which is a copy of the Naperville gas sample data set from Esri. And what we've done is we've taken the parcel data from that data set, and instead of linking it in from GDB, we've just copied into a local project. And what we have here is a tax parcel table and a tax parcel drawing. And if you zoom in here, and let's zoom to a location that I picked earlier, you can see it shows all the bunch of tax parcels, and for a background layer I'm using Bing Street Maps, which shows us the roads and provides other context information. Now this is a great data set, and one of the first things we're going to see about how the new info pane works is that it combines the function of the previous record pane and component pane, which are now no longer, they're now part of the info pane. And if we alt click on something, we automatically see the attribute fields for that information here in the values tab. That's like excuse me, that's like choosing the values tab in the former record pane. It's extremely convenient. If we want to edit this, we still have a coordinates tab here as well for actual editing of this, that's the way we did it. But in today's video, we're just going to be working with attributes. So it actually appears to be live data from Naperville, Illinois. And if we take a look at the table, the attributes table behind that, I'll double click that open to see the tax parcel table. You see it has a lot of information, and you'll also see the other thing I'll point out is that how if I alt click one of the records here, that also pops up in the values tab. So what we now have is a kind of like a record tab, a record presentation for a table, which also appears automatically in the info pane. That's extremely convenient because sometimes when you have a whole lot of fields like this, it's not all that convenient to scroll through this entire record, from left to right. But it's a lot easier to see all the fields, all the attributes for that single record here lined up in the single record pane. Now we're working with a rather small manifold presentation here, so some things that we can do with a bigger, full screen presentation, for example, like automatically dock this to the right. You can dock panes to the left or to the right or up and down. Let's dock that back to the left again. Don't really make sense in such a small presentation as what we see here in the videos. And of course, this isn't as tall as we might use in a full screen display, but it's useful, and you can see how how all this plays a role. Let's go back to the map, and one of the things we've noticed here for the tax parcel information is that there's no owner information. Now, in the original Esri demo, there is owner information, but a lot of people don't like to publish, or at least some jurisdictions don't like to publish parcel owner information for the public. They want to make you come in and sign a form or something before you get the actual owner information for each parcel, even though it is a matter of public record. And what people typically do is they take that and they put it into a separate table, like this owner's table here. And here, for example, is an owner's table, and let's undock that so we can, kind of resize that and keep that in sight. And you can see that the parcels have a parcel ID, and they have a lot of other information for each parcel, but they don't have the owner information. The owner's table has a parcel ID, and it has owner name and other information as well. For example, the address of each owner. And if we like, we can let's alt click here on Drew Bieber, and we can see that information here in the record pane as well. The record pane will automatically switch to whatever table has the context. So here is the alt click record for a tax parcel, and that still stays alt clicked, so we've picked that. So we can go to another table and see what the alt clicked record is here for this record information as well. Now what we'd really like to do is when we're working with a parcel map like this one, what we'd really like to do is when we click on one of the parcels here, like let's say we click on this guy right there, we'd like to see, in addition to all these fields here, let's go back here for the focus on the map, in addition to all these fields here, we also like to be able to see who the owner is. So we kind of like to do a join. Now the traditional way that you deal with that in GIS is that you take this owner's table and you do a join to join that table to to the attributes of the map. But suppose I'm going to close this window right here. Suppose you don't want to do that. Suppose you want to kind of do a join on the fly. Well, that's what this related tab is here, is right there. That allows us to create an on-the-fly relation will be a lookup. So whenever we click on something here in the map, I'll click on something here in the map, it'll automatically look up the corresponding information for that parcel from a different table. And the way you set it up is you click on this little link icon right there, and here in the tax parcel, the key field the tax parcel drawing, the key field we're going to use is the parcel ID. That's the field in common in the tax parcel drawing, and also in the owner's table, where we're going to pick the parcel ID field. And these fields here, we click which ones we want to bring across. And let's not bring the index field. Owner name 2, I've noticed are mostly null, so let's not bring that around. And zip 5, we're not going to bring that along either. We're just going to click, we're just going to get the owner name, the parcel ID, and the address, city, state, and the zip code, zip 4. And when I click OK, that constructs the join. And now, on the fly, whenever I alt-click, whenever I pick a parcel here in the map, I'm going to get the, it's going to do an automatic lookup, and it's going to present the information based on parcel ID for that parcel that's automatically pulled in from the owners field right here. So here we see the owners of this particular parcel are Wu, J and B Guan Wu, and the owners of this parcel up here, let's all click on that, is the city of Naperville. And over here, the owners of that parcel are David and Kimberly LaCrosse of this address. Like I say, this is live data, so that's kind of interesting. And at the same point, we can click on the Values tab here if you want to see the attributes from the native tax parcel table, for that guy right there, for that particular parcel. And anytime we choose one of these other parcels here, we can just click at will. It's Gary R. Jenkins owns that particular parcel right there. And anytime we want to switch back and forth between the values and that, we can do so. Notice, by the way, that when we choose various parcels here, or that one right there, and if we go back to related, sometimes if it's not connecting, that's because we switch parcels through the relation. We just click here on the refresh button to refresh the join, and that'll automatically pull the join back in. Let's see, by the way, what's in this parcel right here. I'm kind of curious because it's kind of like a high value parcel, and it's a pretty that's the Lyle Park district, so that must be a park. And let's see what this one is here. And that's Jin and Yenchun Se. I probably mispronounced that. My apologies if I did so. So as you can see, the info pane has become an extremely useful thing. I don't know any other GIS package that has these kind of on-the-fly lookups like we have here, but they're very useful. The classic case, of course, is where you want to use some sort of key field like a parcel ID to pull owner information out of a separate table, to see who actually owns a parcel. But this also works with with a whole lot of other cases. For example, suppose this wasn't a drawing that we're working with here of parcels, but let's say it was a drawing of areas that had different land classifications where, with different code numbers, where, say, code number 24 meant forest, code number 33 meant prairie land, and so forth. And if we couldn't keep those codes in our mind, but we had a table like this owner's table here, which gave the correspondence, it would be nice to be able to automatically click on some particular part of the land use drawing, and automatically in the related tab get a and you can see all this still stays live. Automatically in the related tab get an information as to the text description of what type of land use that is. So there's many different ways you can use it. It's extremely convenient. It's very easy to use, as you can see. It's very similar to how the join dialog works, which is also easy. And I encourage everybody to give it a try. For more details on all this, of course, you can read the user manual, which lays everything out in tremendous detail with hundreds of worked examples. So dive right in and enjoy. Like I say, download the free viewer and try all this out. So see how it works with your own data for free. Thanks for watching, and goodbye from Manifold Land. Well, that was fun. If you want to see more, visit us at www.manifold.net. As always, Manifold delivers the world's most advanced, highest quality spatial products for GIS and DBMS at a low price that you can afford. Once again, that's manifold.net. See you soon.